So obviously, everybody knows you. You are well recognized now. And you've been someone that has been reporting from the ground in Gaza, and you know the ground realities. You've witnessed it all since October 7th. And maybe, like in normal times, it would have been a very normal question. And maybe this is odd right now to ask, but how are you and how are you feeling?
No one has an answer to the question, how are you? Because it feels that life, emotions, everything is in pause. It feels like we're all physically alive, but no one is mentally okay. Everyone is just waiting to see what will happen the next second. Like there is the fear of the unknown. And if I'm not physically in Gaza right now, I'm afraid who will I lose? What will happen?
Obviously, we see a lot of stories coming in, and you and your colleagues have been reporting from Gaza. So, what is exactly happening on ground right now?
Okay, the situation is honestly terrible from all sides. It's like if you didn't die from the war or from an airstrike, you'll die from starvation, you'll die from the cold. There are many reasons why you would die in Gaza right now. Even when there isn't a massacre happening the whole time, everyone is just afraid of what's next. It's scary, like how there is no water, so people are using the rain.
So, is the aid that we see, that is it really reaching the people?
The thing is, Gaza is full of people, like the population of Gaza. So no matter how much aid enters, it's not enough because there is nothing in the markets. Like even if you want to buy food, you want to buy supplies, you can't find anything. You can't find the bread, you can't find the cheese, any basic necessities, you can't find it. So Gaza is fully depending on everything that enters from the outside, on the aid that enters from the outside.
Is there any particular moment that has really affected you during this time?
Everything that happened affected me. The people I think about the most are children. They're injured and they think their parents are alive, but they don't know that their parents died. Breaks my heart how they're alone. They don't have anyone to look after them but doctors and nurses. Like everything that's happening in Gaza breaks my heart. Everything that I saw, I witnessed, I reported has affected me in a way.
Have you managed to kind of find hope in the midst of all these difficult situations?
Of course, it's always a roller coaster of emotions. Like sometimes I feel hopeful, sometimes I'm like full of hope, and other times I hear some certain news and I don't feel hopeful or optimistic anymore. The funny thing is, if you're wondering from where I get my hope from, like I used to be hopeful from everything that I saw because of the people. For example, sometimes we go for hours searching in the markets for any food supplies or anything to eat. Then we go to a tent to cover a story, and the people there who don't have anything, they're the ones who offer us something to eat. So that's something that gives me hope. How people have limited access to everything, yet how everyone is trying to help everybody with the limited resources they have.
Any memory of, say, strength that you saw when the community came together in Gaza, where you thought that this community really, after the 7th of October?
Okay, I love how like every female was acting like a mother. Like for example, in the hospital there were many kids with no parents or extended family or any cousin or anyone who recognized them. And like a lady is like, I'm their neighbor. I think their families are under the rubble or they died or something. So while evacuating, while coming to the hospital, I got this baby with me, or I got this girl because she was alone. Like I love how everyone needed someone to look after them, but we were the ones looking after each other. I also remember once I was with my colleague Muhammad working, we were in the church covering a story there. Then we heard a bombing nearby, so we went there and we found two little kids, and they were crying because they had to evacuate their house because of the bomb, and they came out quickly so they didn't have a slipper. And the next day we spent a couple of hours just searching for a slipper to get for the two little kids, and we had their contact information, so we went and we gave them slippers. It's this simple act of kindness that people do to one another during the difficult times that everyone is going through that gives me hope in humanity.
You're just 22, and I did not want to, bring up your age as a deflection, but Has all this kind of changed you as a person? Because I have suffered loss, right, at a very young age, and when I look back in retrospect, I feel like it has somehow just switched me completely, like the kind of person I was before. And you posted a video on your birthday where you said you are now, like, I think 4 conflicts old and a war, right? So do you think
For aggressions.
or aggressions, right? Have you kind of changed as a person, do you think?
Of course, I'm not the same Plestia anymore. Like, I can't say I'm the same person I was before the 7th of October, and today I'm the same person. Obviously, parts of me are gone.
Right. Do you think your perspectives and priorities have changed now?
I don't view life the same way as I used to see life before, you know.
Yeah.
So everything has changed, to be honest, but I didn't have the time to just sit with myself and reflect on everything that happened and let my emotions out there. Like, I didn't have the privilege of doing that yet.
That's quite sad actually
Like,
to hear
people
that.
are still
Feel
getting
really
killed everywhere, still getting killed as we're talking. So that's why there is literally no time to process anything.
Of course, a lot of people have asked you, like, what you miss before October 7th happened, that you've extensively covered the situation in Gaza and you've been on the ground. How were you prioritizing your safety while reporting?
Okay, that's a good question actually, and it's funny if I want to compare how I was working the first month to the next 15 days. Like, at first I was like, always safety first. Our safety is more important than any picture or story we need to publish. That's the thing that my team and I agreed on, that safety comes first. We should always wear the press vest and the press helmet. We have to stay away when there's danger in this specific area. Like, if we hear the bomb, we can't go immediately to cover, because sometimes this is the first bomb, then they will keep bombing. You understand what I'm talking about. But then I stopped wearing the press vest and the helmet, for example, because I felt wearing them and being identified as a journalist just brings me more danger. And then I realized there is nothing as a stay away from danger, or like nothing as a safe place. So there is literally zero safety measures. Like, as much as you try, I want to be safe, I want to stay away. Like, you can't do that. You can literally be sleeping at night peacefully, and then you'll get bombed and wake up to your hand flied in an area, or you wake up cut in pieces, or die under the rubble. You don't know what to expect.
Any instance where reporting on a particular event was especially challenging? Because we've seen a lot of pictures and videos, but I'm sure that it must be very challenging. So, any particular incident?
Okay, the extremely challenging stories for me was reporting the displacement, like recording the displacement of people was really extremely challenging. And reporting in the hospital, like going to the hospital, hearing the stories of the children getting injured, or women or men getting injured, was so challenging. Like, I was reporting, interviewing, asking questions, and I was like, I don't want to be a journalist. I just want this young boy or girl to finish talking and to hug them and cry together. Like, there is this girl, she's 13 years old. I worked on her story. like like, I swear I wasn't able to complete the interview. I was like, I just want to get this interview over with and talk to her one to one. Like, she got displaced 5 times, and
Okay.
every place she goes to, a bomb happens. Like, even when she was severely injured and she was in the hospital, she was in the bathroom inside a hospital because she's injured, and a bombing very close happened, so the ceiling fell off on her. So I was like, I think of her from time to time, like how traumatized this 13 years old. Like, even in the bathroom of a hospital, she couldn't find safety. She couldn't find some peace for 5 seconds to enter the bathroom.
Quite harrowing. Honestly, listening to it, it's quite moving. Do you think that journalism can make a difference in a situation like this? Because a lot of journalists from the ground are reporting, a lot of us from here are trying to do our best. Do you think it will make a difference? Journalism really makes a difference?
Of course, I believe in how powerful our voices as Palestinians are and as journalists, and how powerful our cameras is. If our cameras and our voices are not powerful and able to do change, then why journalists are getting targeted?
Right. Do you think anything is being underreported or not being reported well from the ground?
Yeah, actually, I was on the ground for 45 days or so, and what was reported is not 20 or 30% of what's happening. Not That's not because the journalists are not good, that's because how limited resources we have. Like if your phone died, it's hard to charge your phone, it's
Yeah.
hard to bring batteries for your camera. It's hard to have basically any access for the tools that will help you film and report, and we don't always have internet. Like most journalists are using eSIMs, and you have to be in certain places, and it's dangerous. So we don't have access to internet 24/7 to have 24/7 reporting of what's happening. So of course, what's being reported is not everything. And it's always different when you're just watching and when you're on the ground and you talk to people and you see everything. Like things reach to a point where you see stories, but you can't always film and work on the stories because you don't always have your phone or cameras or batteries or like the resources to work
Right.
and cover the stories.
And are there any particular changes or improvements you think that, or you hope to see in how media is covering Gaza right now?
Okay, if you want, I'll change the question to what I see different this war than any other previous aggression in regards of media. This
Mm.
time, things are different because people are seeing the truth more because they're relying on social media, or they're not relying on mainstream media outlets. They're relying on independent journalists reporting
Right.
from the ground. So that's helping them in seeing the truth. If people were relying on mainstream media alone, it would have not been the same.
Right. Thank you so much. It's been great talking to you, and I really hope and pray that things get better. That's all I can honestly do from here, and kind of just
Thank you so
amplify
much.
your voices as much as possible so that people know what actually is happening on the ground.
Okay, have a nice day. It was
You
it was
too.
nice.